I want it to be saved in all perpetuity. All right. Okay, so for the duration of this, I'm going to ask that you stay on mute unless you have a question. You can certainly come off mute and ask your question. You can put your question in the chat. And Mavericks, if you see a question that I overlooked, please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to show you what we're going to build today. Dipta asked if we are going to send this recording out. Probably. So it'll be on our YouTube channel. So I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure we could. We could certainly make sure you get this. So let me share my screen. I'm never sharing when I'm supposed to, but let me start off on the right foot. All right, so the thing we're going to build today is something that I actually had in my actual factual portfolio as a new developer, and I feel like this is one of the things that helped me get a job after my boot camp. If you take a look at this, this is basically what we're going to be building today. It is an e-commerce website. I love shoes. I don't love these shoes, but it's what we have. So we'll be able to have these buttons and have our total increment right here based on what we've selected or deselected. And we will deploy this. So you'll have something on the web to show whomever. All you need is a link. And yeah, that's what we'll be building today. I would like to start by asking, like, who has experience with React and who is like, I know nothing about React. So if you know about React, like put a 1 in the chat. And if you don't know about React, put a 2 in the chat. Let me just see where we are. Okay, I see some 1s. Look at y'all. Y'all are fancy. Oh, I see a 2. Okay, 2s. You're gonna learn today. All right. So we have a good mixture, exactly what I expected. So I'm going to try to, appeal to the folks who have experience and the ones who don't. So if something is going over your head, you need to hear it again, let me know. If you know what I'm talking about, just chill until I get through my explanation of whatever we have going on. We'll get to the next thing, and I'm sure you're going to learn something you never knew today. All right. So we are going to make sure. Oh, any questions before we get started? Any questions about anything before I get started?
I've got a question. Are you
Yes.
just starting now, or you've started earlier on before? Because I've been on live saying, but I couldn't get anyone on this morning from my hand. Really, it says they start at 9 a.m. from my hand UK time, but it wasn't really.
So the time was 9 a.m. Pacific time. I have no idea how that translates to the UK, so it might have just been a time difference. We were actually started 8 minutes ago officially.
All right, then that's fine.
All right, very good. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to open up my terminal and then I'm going to share so y'all could see it.
Monica, there's another question here.
Oh, yes.
Asking for the YouTube channel name.
I think it's just Skillspire, but we'll send a follow-up email, make sure that you know what the link to the YouTube is and have the link to this specific one. But I think if you just search Skillspire on YouTube, you should be able to find us. Excellent question. All right, so I'm starting in my terminal, you guys, and I'm starting in my terminal because I want to check for a few things before we get started. So in order to do what we're going to be doing today, you will need Node. You may have seen that in the information that was sent out. I feel like somebody's eating breakfast right now, and I'm jealous. If you are chewing Can you go on mute so you don't make my stomach growl? Like, oh my gosh. Okay. Waffles would be so good right now.
Girl. Yes.
All right. Sierra, is that you eating breakfast or something right now?
No,
If you're, oh, it's not you. Okay. You don't
no.
have any pancakes for us. All right.
It's
Um,
good.
all right. Okay, we're gonna check to see if we have Node installed in our terminal. And uh, you can be in Git Bash, you can be in PowerShell, you can be in command line. Go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to give you a little command to check, and then we will figure out what we need to do from there. All right, so in your terminal, wherever you happen to be, just type the word node and then dash dash version. And this is going to check to see, of course, what the version of your node is, but um, if Node is even installed. So if you have Node installed, you will get a version number like this, V something something. If you don't have Node installed, we'll take a moment to get that installed. So um, if you have Node installed, please put the version of Node that you have installed in the chat. As long as it's probably 16 and up, actually probably 12 and up, you'll be okay. If it is like a single digit version, you may need to update it. All right, I see 18.3, I see 18.12.1, 14.16, 13.11. Anybody not have that not have a version number right there? If you do, just let me know. All right, 16, I see 18, 15. Okay. All right, so y'all came prepared. Look at y'all.
Oh, hello, Monica. This is Sierra.
Hey,
I'm
Sierra.
sorry. I'm a little unprepared. Um,
It's okay.
I do apologize. So I have like the nodejs.org, like when I go online and type it in, but do I need like the client version?
It should be installed. So when you go to your terminal, you don't and you do this command, you don't get a number, or you haven't done that yet.
No, I haven't done that yet.
Okay. Yeah, just
Um,
go to your are you on Windows or Mac?
I'm on Mac.
All right.
Let me try
Hit
that.
your command key and your space button at the same time to get your little spotlight thing up there like this.
Okay, hold on
And
one.
then type terminal.
Um, okay, mine's just doing something else.
You can either do it that way or you can just go to your terminal from your apps folder.
Okay, let's see here. I'm still fairly new to Mac as well. I've been Windows based, so let me try
Yep, Jude, we will be using VS Code.
to.
All right, so anybody on Mac that does not have Node installed, so when you do this command, you don't get this thing. You can follow us right now. We'll install this together.
Okay. Um, mm,
All right, anybody else not have VS Code installed? Any Windows folks that don't have it installed? Not only do y'all have it installed, y'all have like up-to-date versions. Good for y'all. All right. So Sierra, let me know when you make it over to your terminal. And we'll try to make sure you get that installed. All right. So Node is the first thing we're going to need. And then the next thing we're going to need is Visual Studio Code. So you should have that somewhere on your computer. Go to your applications. If you don't have it, let me know in the chat or something. But yeah, so we need Visual Studio Code as well. That's what we'll be doing writing our code. You don't have to have Visual Studio Code if you have Sublime Text or Atom or um something else where you like to write your code, that's completely fine as well. So let me open up my VS Code to see what it looks like. Oh, here's mine. All right, here's my VS Code. This is a little snippet. Oh, this is not what we're building today. That's a to-do list app. Maybe next time. Oh. All right, see, I got all these screens going on. Let me find my VS Code. All right, anybody here has ever, like, do you work with VS Code frequently or no? If you work with VS Code at least 3 times a week, oh, I see some yeses. Okay, that's perfect. So you kind of know, oh, frequently. Look at, we got some real coders in here. That's cool. I love it. All right. So for those of us who are not fancy and use VS Code every day, I'll do a little tour of VS Code so y'all can know where things are. Right. Alan says he uses VS Code as a text editor only. Cool. Ricardo uses VS Code all the time. Me too. All right. So this is what VS Code looks like. We have this little sidebar we can toggle. This is where all of our projects can go. We have a built-in terminal. This may be your command line or PowerShell or something, but somewhere where you can write commands. Before we get to actually writing code, oh,
Hi, Monica, please share your screen.
not sharing my screen, y'all. Welcome to my world. Okay, so VS Code looks a little something like this. Before you actually have code in there, you can toggle this sidebar. You have this terminal at the bottom where we can write our commands and stuff. And we can open folders and do all sorts of things. So this is where we'll be working today. Before we get started with that, I'm going to go check on Sierra. Sierra, did you find out anything about your node installation?
No, I'm still working through that. I mean, I do have VS Code though, but I'm still trying to work through this node issue.
Okay, not a big deal. We'll just keep rolling, and then if you find out you can't do something that we're doing, let us know, and
Okay.
Magnus and I will help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? You're welcome. Anybody else with questions or issues or anything before we move on?
Hey, sorry, this is Anna. I just joined late because I just found the link, and apparently I'm 80 minutes late. I guess everyone is doing something right now.
We haven't done much. You are actually right on time. So thank you for joining us. I'm glad you found that link. And basically, I was just trying to see where we were with Node. So Node is one of the things that we need in order to develop today. So we did a check for Node in our terminal. We typed in node dash dash version just to see if we had a version of Node installed. And it looks like most of us did. So good for us. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and set up our folders that we're going to be using today for a project. So the first thing we're going to do is I always do this in my terminal, but you guys please feel free to just do this in your where your folders are. However you normally create files and folders, feel free to do it that way, or you can follow me if you have your terminal. All right, so over here in my terminal, I'm going to create my project folder for today, and I'm going to use a command that we use to spin up React applications. So React is super cool in that it gives us all this built-in stuff. We get it for free just by installing just by running this code. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make sure that I'm in a place where I will be able to find this later. I always tell my students at the beginning of the course, create one folder where you're going to put all of your code so you never lose anything, or, at least it's in a centralized place. Typically, I put all my stuff in a folder called dev, but for today, I'm going to put it on my desktop just so I can easily find it. So I'm just going to go into my desktop folder. Y'all don't have to do this part. But I know I'm in my desktop now because I see it right here. The terminal tells me where I am. And I am going to use a command that's built in to create a React application. Yeah, I feel like I'm going so fast. I had some slides and I was like, we're not going to do slides. Does everybody understand what React is?
Hello.
Yes, Anna?
Hi, this is Patricia.
Oh, hi, Patricia.
Hi, I am not able to see your screen right now, and it's like I'm not able to see your screen to follow along, unfortunately.
Oh, Mavericks, can y'all not see my terminal when I'm over here?
We can see your terminal.
Can
Okay.
see.
Trisha, maybe you need to click something to change the view on your Teams meeting.
Okay.
Quick
thank
question.
you.
I don't have a notebook. I mean, I don't have the. I'm using the Windows, not MacBook.
Okay, you can do this on Windows as well. You just need Visual Studio Code installed.
Right.
Or
Okay.
something like Atom or Sublime Text or IntelliJ, something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be this.
Okay, I will bring up my Visual Studio.
Yeah, this is where we'll be writing all the code. So y'all jumped the gun. So listen, let's talk about React real quick. So React is a way to create front ends using a specific type of system. And the system was actually created by the folks over at Facebook. It's Meta now, but when they invented it, it was called Facebook still. So let's go to React documentation. All right. So it may sound boring if you're not used to reading documentation, but documentation tells you everything you want to know about a particular technology or software or something. And this is how we learn how to implement it straight from the source. Of course, you can watch videos or tutorials or whatever. But here we have this option to, you know, go through here, and there's actually really good tutorials. So what's great about React is it componentizes everything. So it breaks down all the parts of an application into smaller chunks. So for instance, this site was built with React, and I guarantee you this little search bar right here is one thing on its own. It's one file that you can incorporate in other places in your application. This little module here with code is a separate thing by itself. And basically any part of this application or any application built with React is built in small little pieces, and they are like constructed together like Legos to build one whole thing. And that's what we're going to do today with our application. So let's see, to refresh your memory, this is what we're going to be building today. We can easily add things to a cart and see our new total right here. So this will give you a good preview of lots of the main features of React that you're going to use in every single React application. And we're going to deploy it. All right, so let's go back to our code. I'm in my terminal and I'm going to run a command to create a React application. First thing I'm going to do is npx. This is just calling the cloud database of things to get us a specific bundle of files. The next thing I'm going to do is create-react-app. So this is a command that we use to scaffold up a React application. And I'm going to name it, we'll name it Skillspire Shoe App. This is what I'm naming mine. You can name yours something else. It may be easier to follow along if you do exactly what I do. So once you get this command in, npx create-react-app, skillspire-shoe-app, don't forget the spaces. You can hit enter and some stuff will start happening. So if somebody could please put this command in the chat, just in case somebody didn't catch it, that would be great. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter so you can see this run. And I'm going to get all my stuff that I need for this application. So you see how this little bar is doing stuff? It's creating all the folders that I need to start my React application. All right, any questions so far?
Somebody asked, which terminal do you use in Windows?
You can use command line or you can use PowerShell or Git Bash. I recommend Git Bash, but I did not tell y'all to download Git Bash, so you can use one of the others. All right, it shouldn't take that long, but you'll know that it's successfully installed if you get this happy hacking message right here, and you get this other blue text as well. If you
Yeah,
did
sorry,
not get,
it didn't go through for me.
say that
I-
again, Anna.
So I put in the code what that I saw desktop create something, create a percent sign and then npx something, and it didn't go through. It say it's not recognized, and then I used the one that someone posted up there, npx create react. It still doesn't do anything for me. It's not recognized still, and I'm using the command line.
Okay, we'll take a look at your screen and see what's going on. But before that, let me answer some of the other questions in the chat. Is that on Node? No, we're just in our terminal. So not in a Node terminal, just in a terminal. Sierra, if you don't mind, I'll have you share your screen in just a second so we can see what's going on with yours. Stacy, you don't have to download React. You can, you just use the command that we posted in the chat a little bit earlier that starts with npx.
Sorry,
Tina,
sorry for interrupting. Is that going to be on the VS Code when you're playing in your terminal?
I did not do mine in VS Code. I did mine in my terminal, but you can do it in your VS Code. All right, let's see. Tina Marie says she got a message, a warning. I don't think that's going to impact everything. Did you get the happy hacking message, Tina Marie, in the little blue text as well? All right. Trish asks, where can you download a terminal? Trish, are you on Windows or Mac? All right. Yeah, it looks like Brian answered Tina's message. And yeah, you got happy hacking. That's all that matters. All right, Trish, you're on Windows. You can use your PowerShell. You can use PowerShell, right? Now I'm saying that sounds weird.
Yes, you can use PowerShell.
Okay, yeah. Trish, use your PowerShell and then run that npx create React app command. Thank you, Jude. Yes, you can write that in your VS Code terminal as well. Ricardo says he's good to go. Excellent, excellent. All right, Sierra, are you ready to share your screen?
Me? Oh,
Sierra.
I'm sorry.
Now on here, do I use, is it open share tray? Where's the share screen button?
There should be one that I don't know what it says. It just says like share with a little arrow in a box.
Okay, open share tray. Desktop window. Who would like to? Oh, Google Chrome would like to record this computer screen audio. Okay. Okay.
Trish, PowerShell is an application on its own. So it should be in your apps.
Oh, let me see something.
And Stacy, looks like you got an error message about create React app.
Security and privacy.
It looks like Mavericks looks like Stacy has a global install of create React app. Can you get the command to uninstall that?
Okay. Type in the chat. Stacy.
Thanks. Sierra, are you still trying to share? We can come back to you, Sierra. Let me know when you find the share button or whatever you need to do. And Anna, what was remind me again what your error was?
So I just posted, but let me go ahead and can I share my screen?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let me do it real quick. Oops. How can I share? How can I share my screen here?
There is an error,
Okay,
arrow
yeah.
at the top that says share.
I'm sorry, I'm back. I had just got kicked offline.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anna's gonna share her screen and then you can go ahead and share yours.
Right. I'm sorry. So can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay. So I have several, right? It's an MPX and without the %, and it didn't do anything. Still didn't do anything for me. And now that I would do the %.
Okay. Can you try opening this up in PowerShell?
Okay. PowerShell. Let me see. Just type in PowerShell because I don't use PowerShell that often or even at all.
It's one of your applications.
Okay, so let me try to let me try to share the PowerShell with you.
Okay, so for the person who was that? Stacy, can you type in the the little snippet that Mavericks put in that says npm install? Oh, it should be uninstall.
Okay. npm or npx? npm.
It's here, I'll put it in the chat again. All right, you can use that command, Anna.
Is that or npx?
We don't want to install, y'all don't, that command that Mavericks put in that says npm install, don't use that one. We want to uninstall create React app globally. So instead of install, you're going to put uninstall. All right, Anna, how's it going? Did you find your PowerShell?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm showing my screen right now. Create.
I can't see your screen. I'm seeing green.
Oh, I'm sorry. PowerShell. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna do create React right here, where your R is, dash app,
App.
and then you can name it Skillspire dash shoe dash app. Oh, you cannot do this in PowerShell either. Yeah, I don't know anything about Windows. Okay.
Okay, that's okay. I'll just watch you guys then because
All right. Yeah, I guess you need
did
get-
I misspell anything or just MPX doesn't do it?
the command is right. You just can't. Oh, just open up your Oh no, you would have to install Git Bash. That's the only way I know of to do it. So if you would like, you can go ahead and install Git Bash and put in that command when you do, and you can probably catch up with us.
I have the you get Bash or a Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio.
Yes, but you would still need Git Bash.
Get how do you spell Get Bash? Oh,
I'll
Get
put in the chat.
Okay, got it.
All right. So, okay, let's give this one last try. Sierra, you ready to share your screen?
Yes, I am. Let me share entire Windows 1, screen 2, share. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move this over. I'm trying to
Is
re-download it.
PowerShell a plus sign whenever you're entering your commands? Or is that different?
Is PowerShell a plus sign?
Yeah, whenever you have to enter your commands. I think you. I'll look into it a little bit for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Brian is one of my students, by the way, y'all. So if you see him answering your question or giving you some advice, he's probably right. All right.
So sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. My Get Bash is not working as well. I'm not sure what's going on. Just a quick. If you want me, I can show you real quick. If not, then I can wait.
Yeah, let's see what Sierra has going on. So Sierra, you should be in your terminal.
So,
Type.
so I
So it
just,
looks like you have Node that you installed just now, but
yeah,
go to your type your command key and your space key at the same time.
okay, command
And
space. Oh, okay.
and then type terminal right there. Enter. So this should bring your terminal up. And then once you get your terminal up, we'll check for Node. So in your terminal, type node space dash dash V.
You said V as in void or boy?
I'm sorry, dash dash version actually.
Okay. Okay. And enter.
Enter. You do have a version of Node, so you're good to go. Open up your VS Code.
See and this code. Okay.
All right, very good. And then in your terminal, to get your terminal, do what's the shortcut? Control and the tilde, the one above the tab key at the same time.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. You said control and what?
And tilde, it's the one next to the one key at the top.
Oh, to the. Okay.
Okay, and then in here, type npx. Here, I'll just type it. It's kind of long.
Okay. Let me pull it up. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna move this over.
Give me just a second, you guys.
Can I share my screen real quick? Oh no, just wait.
Sarah, did you get that command? Oh,
Give me a
I was waiting for the, you said to type NPX and
here I'm
then,
gonna put it in the thing.
okay.
Monica, with PowerShell, you don't need anything in front of your command. You just have to put your command in. Um, make sure that it's exactly how it's put in the chat.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat as well. You can open it from your VS Code. There's 4 buttons on the top, and click the second one. It should be filled in the bottom of it in the square. Click that to bring it up, and then just put it in how I put it in the chat.
Thank you, Brian. You can just copy that, or yeah, you're typing it in. Very good.
Is
It
that,
should-
is app Skillspire, is that all one word or is there a space? I wasn't sure.
Oh, after app, there's a space.
Okay. Shoes. And okay, just push enter.
Enter, yes. Oh, you can hit Y. So
Okay.
Hit Y.
somebody mentioned that earlier, and I wasn't sure. You can just do Y after that. So if you get the message that says need to install another package, just hit the Y to accept, and you're good to go. So I think, yeah, Sierra, you're good. That'll finish running. You'll get your happy hacking in just a second.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right. Anybody else have any questions? The setup part is the biggest part. After this, we'll be able to
Hey, Monica, I
breeze through.
still can install on my Git bash.
Hey, Brian, what did you say about PowerShell? Yeah, you can just put in that.
PowerShell is, yeah, you can just put it in exactly how I put it in the chat. I switched my terminal to PowerShell from Bash, and it worked exactly the same.
Okay, I feel like we tried that. All right, we'll give it another try, Anna. Share your screen,
Yes.
and you're in PowerShell, right?
Git bash and PowerShell and on.
Oh.
Let me. Yeah.
You have Git Bash. Do Git Bash.
Yeah. So let me show you all. So this is the Git bash right here. And is the code, does the code look alright?
Did you add the $sign? You don't need the $sign.
No, the dollar sign is by itself. The
Okay.
dollar sign is just, yeah, you
Yeah, the
see.
$sign's already there.
Interesting. Can
Did you
you
already
do?
npm install?
You need to be in the folder first. Okay, so
No, you don't. You don't have to be in a folder first. Brian, what were you saying?
No, I was just asking if she's already installed npm.
Oh yeah, let's check your npm. Anna, delete this, what you have in your terminal.
okay.
And I'm going to put the command for you to copy and paste.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, copy and paste that command I just put in the chats. And Fumi, you can certainly share your screen next.
Oh, let me stop
You
sharing.
can share. Go ahead, keep sharing. We want to see what your message is going to be.
Wait, let me. So note, go like that. Version. No, it's not file either. Did I get just note dash dash?
Okay. Yeah, so you don't have Node installed. That's why you can run npx create react app. So can somebody put the link to Node in the chats for Windows? And then you'll just follow that link and install Node, and then you'll be able to run that command that we mentioned before.
Share my screen now, please.
Yes. Is this Fumi?
Yes.
Yes. Share your screen.
All right, cheers.
All right. And Mary, you are absolutely right. She did not have Node installed.
All right, I'm just going onto my terminal.
Okay.
That's what I've got, and I don't know if that is right.
Yes. Click your Y button. Type Y right here.
I should just apply like
Yes. And then enter. All right, you're good to go. That is installing all your stuff.
that. All right, thanks for that.
You're very welcome. In a little bit, you'll get your happy hacking message.
Come on, I need to stop sharing.
You can
Oh
stop sharing.
no, why is oh god.
All right. Anybody else? It looks like y'all did good. Most of y'all had it from the first shot. A few people we trouble shots, whatever I'm supposed to say, and we got it together. So excellent. Let me check the comments before we move on. All right, Sophia, did yours work? Trisha, do you need to share your screen?
I tried to Sophia, I tried to Mary, I tried to download the note, but I'm still unable to, for some reason, through my command line or to try to click on the link that you sent.
Did somebody put the link?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
No,
that's for NPM.
yeah,
For Node,
global account.
it's actually different.
I'm
Mavericks,
just
can you
thinking,
get the
try to
link
click
for?
on that.
All right, y'all go on mute. Everybody go on mute, please. Everybody mute. I can't mute everybody. Okay, much better. All right. So, Anna, you need to go to Node. No, I don't know what the website is. Let me go look it up. Yes, thank you, Mary. That's nodejs.org. That's where you need to go to download Node. So I'm going to put the steps for the folks who cannot run the create React app command. So first you're going to download Node.
Sophia, when you CD into the app that you created, type CD then space and then start typing it and hit tab, and it should pull up the one that you created. So it should be SKILL and then hit tab and it should pull up Skillspire Shoe app and then hit enter.
Monica, you
So
can share your screen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. All right, I'm just writing the steps to get up to speed with where we are. So if you you're gonna download Node first, you're gonna open a terminal. This could be PowerShell, Git Bash, etc. Then you are going to run npx create React app. All right, that's the steps. If you are not with us so far, to get caught up, we have to move on to the next thing because I feel like we have a break coming up pretty soon, and that's okay. We probably all need a little something to wet our whistles. All right, so next thing we're going to do is I'm sharing my screen. Yes. So this is what your screen probably looks like right now. We need to go inside that folder we just created. So when we ran this command, our npx create React app, all we did was tell npx, which is something on the cloud, to give us. Can y'all go on mute? Everybody go on mute, please, so we don't get that weird echo. All right. So we're telling the cloud to give us a React app. inside of this folder. So we named the folder, and now we need to go inside the folder so we can see all that React goodness inside of there. So we're going to CD, and then type the name of the folder, which is Skillspire Shoe App. Enter. Now we're inside of the application. Most of you will have this command, some of you won't, but if you just type code space dot, it will open up your VS Code. If you don't have that command, just go to VS Code and open the folder called Skillspire Shoe App.
Is it okay
Mm.
for you to go back again to that just to show how you did it?
Yes. So first I type this CD Skillspire Shoe App, and then I typed code space dot to open it up in my VS Code. If it does not open up, if VS Code does not open up with that command, just open up your VS Code and go to the folder called Skillspire Shoe App. When you get over to VS Code, it should look a little something like this. So you'll have your Skillspire Shoe app at the top, and then some stuff in here that you did not create. Create React App created that. So if you're at this step, put a 1 in the chat. And if you are not at this step, put a 2. Okay, so Trish, you got NPX is not recognized and Git Bash. Sounds like you do not have Node installed. Go to nodejs.org and install Node. If you've already done that, you may need to restart your computer. I think Node does require a restart because that's the way it rolls. Let's see. Matthew's good, Melissa's good, Z's good, Oksana's good, Sierra's good. Oh, Sierra's not good. We'll figure it out. And Fumi, we'll figure it out. All right. So if you could not open up your VS Code with those commands that I just gave you in the chat, what you're going to do is you are going to, let me close this.
Can I quickly share my screen for you to see something on my PowerShell?
Yeah, I'll take a look in just a sec. Let me
Okay.
show you all what you can do to get this over there. All right. So if that did not open up the Skillspire Shoe app folder for you, just go to your while you're in VS Code, go to File, go to New Window, or you can just go to Open Folder. Go to Open Folder, and then you're going to, you're going to go to wherever you created that application. Here's mine, Skillspire Shoe app. Open up the whole folder. Don't click on anything. You just want it to look like this. Click Open. And here you go. You'll have your folder there. Try that out. If you were a 2 and that still did not work for you, put a 3 in the chat. Let's escalate this. All right, so looks like we got more people with 1s. All right, Raj says 1. Lillian says 1. Tina Marie 1. All right, Anna, Allen, and Marionettes. Try that new thing I just told you, and if you still can't do it, put a 3 in the chat. If you can do it, put a 1. Okay, Trish is gonna restart. We'll see you in just a sec, Trish. And all right, Jude is having additional problems. Yep. So Sierra, you should be
A quick one. You know, on the folder that we click on, is it that we're going to click? Let me quickly share my screen just to show you one thing.
go ahead.
Thank you. Can you see my screen now?
Cannot.
Share screen. Yep, it's working now. This is what I've got on my VS Code. Am I going to click on the node model, or which one should I click on?
No. So go back, hit the back arrow. Yes, that one. Okay, and now just click select folder at the bottom.
All right.
All right, there
All
you
right.
go.
Thanks for that.
You're very welcome. All right, cool. All right, so let me go back and read some of these comments.
Stacy says she only has a package JSON file.
Only a package JSON. Okay, that's not great. We'll figure it out. All right, let's see. So we got people restarting. Ricardo, one just means that you were able to open up your VS Code, open up your folder that was just created in VS Code. So it should look a little something like this. When you do, you have your Skillspire Shoe app folder with some stuff inside of there. Let's see. So there should be a bunch of files, Stacy. I don't know, kind of a bunch. Okay, Sophia dragged her folder. Good enough for me. Mary is working on, oh yeah, install node, restart. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Cat. I'm sorry. You can tell me how to pronounce it. I just cannot even get it together. All right. So anyway, for yours, it seems like it's working for you now. Okay, VK, thank you so much. So you're good to go, right? If you're good, VK, put a 1 in the chat. All right, I'm gonna move on. Oh, no, I have some twos. All right, so for the people who were not able to open the folder, anybody want to share? I'm not sure if that's a yes. All right, Sierra, were you able to go to VS Code, click File, click Open Folder, and go to your Shoe app?
Okay, I think that's probably where I messed up because I did go to open folder file. I went to file, open folder. I have it saved on my desktop. Now, does it need to be named exactly like that verbatim?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then when you see the folder, just click open. Don't click on the folder, just select it and then click open. You don't want to be inside of the folder.
Okay. I click on it, right click. Let me go back to VS Code.
Well, yours is showing something different. Mine's not showing the same one. The whole information you've got on the bar.
You mean you don't have these things right here?
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't have that either. Did I miss a step?
Interesting. I'm not sure what it is, but you guys, I just realized it's 12 o'clock. It is past time for a break. All right, so 10-minute break for everybody. Let's see, what am I supposed to do? Break and yeah, we'll just do a 10-minute break. I'm gonna put my timer on. I'll stick around so I can try to help people during the break. But when we come back, we'll go ahead and get started. If you have not gotten to where we are, I'll just make sure that you have the recording so you can follow along on your own time and get everything that you need in between time. All right. So y'all go take a break. Let's do 10 minutes. We'll do 10 minutes. All right, come back at 12:10. See ya. All right, if you do have a question, stick around and I will help you out.
Okay.
All right, who'd like to go first? Go ahead and share your screen.
I would like to go first, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is what I've got after clicking on the folder. It's showing some older ones I've done initially.
All right, go to File.
Yeah.
Go to Open Folder. Open Folder, the one below it.
The one below.
Yes, that's just to open a single file. We want to open folder. All right, did you, where'd you put this when you did create React app?
Think it wasn't on PowerShell, yeah.
That's not a like a location where you can put it. Can you click on scroll up? Oh, you don't have a recent folder. Scroll down. What'd you name it?
I'm not quite sure. I only put what you put on the screen, and that's
Okay,
what.
so it is named Skillspire something something. In your search bar at the top, can you type Skillspire there? And go ahead and hit the enter button. Get rid of that F. Yep. And hit your blue enter button.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, it says it's working on it. I would imagine it would have popped up already. Click on this PC. Kind of in the middle there. It looks like you still have your PowerShell open. Can you go to your PowerShell at the bottom? Is that where you put your command?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you type open space dot?
How will I do that?
Type the word open and then a
Okay.
space and then dots.
Dot.
Enter. Oh, you don't have open here either. Okay, but I see it's in users, Fumi, and then Skillspire. So go back to that open dialog box in the background there. And then go to click scroll down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, click on C on Windows C. Users. Kind of in the middle there. Click on your name. And then click ShoeSpire Shoe app just once.
Shoe apps. Where do you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say that.
Oh, right click right there. Oh, go back and just right click on it. Oh, this does not give me the option. All right. So anyway, this is, I know where to go now. Go click on the open folder in the background for VS Code.
Open folder in the background.
No, you can click off of this. You don't need to click anything here. But where we were before, when you
VS Code?
were, yes.
What's this? Yeah, I think something is on now.
Okay, click. Oh
Yes,
yeah,
I
there
see.
you go. Yes, you trust the author because you are one of the ones that helped make this. All right, that's where you should
Thank
be.
you.
You're very welcome. All right, Trish, you may share your screen next. We got 5 minutes left of break if anyone wanted to know.
Hi, Monica. Just want to make sure the recording is running on your side. We're recording this.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it is. It's recording.
Okay. Mine is just blank. The
Oh,
time.
okay. Trish, are you trying to share your screen? There you go.
Hi, so my screen now.
It's white. I can't see anything. I don't know if that's just me. Can
It's-
anybody else see that?
We can see it.
There we go.
Yeah, we can
There
see
we
it.
go. Okay. So
This
were
is-
you? Go ahead, Trish.
Would you like me to open it? Like, that's what I was asking.
Oh, so were you able to do create React app?
Well, I did, and then all of this came. Like I did it here,
Oh, I
but
see.
then
Okay. So
this
first,
came.
can you try node space dash dash version?
So node dash.
Here, I'll put it in the chat for you. Your screen got really big, and now I can't tell what it says. There we go. Okay, you need a space between node and the dashes. Did you see the code I put in the chat? You can just copy that and paste it in your Git bash.
Why is it not? Oh my gosh.
If you can't do Control V, or Command V, whatever you do on Windows, try to just right click and then paste.
Okay, so the node version here.
Oh, you do
like
have Node.
now.
Okay. But your Create React app didn't work. Interesting. All right, I'm going to paste the React command in there again. Oh, that pasted in there weird.
It looks like it started to try to download it, but she got network errors.
Oh, your screen looks so weird to me. Can you can you try
When
to
she
paste
clicks
that
off, I
command
guess
in?
it switches to that.
Oh, okay. It's so big. I can't. Can you type that command that I just put in the chat in your terminal?
Oh, it doesn't pasting. Okay. Um. So when
Okay,
did the
hit
same,
oh wait a minute. I see the error. Okay, so so hit the up arrow, hit the up arrow, and it'll get your command back that you just had.
I'm using,
Okay, so then go tab over, hit the left arrow key and go over and put a space between, so after app, get rid of the dash and then just put a space.
after the app, get rid of the dash, the space.
Yeah, just hit your left arrow key over and go all the way to where you have that dash after app and get rid of it. There you go. Now hit enter.
Okay, nice. It's creating.
Okay, good. Oh, wait a minute. Something
Thank
happened.
you.
I can't see it. It's maybe a pause.
Um, well, I'm still like, my screen is still, it's installing. Would you like me to come of sharing?
Yeah, if you say you see something installing, you're probably going to be good. You'll get that happy hacking message in just a sec.
Okay, I'll stop sharing and then let you know.
Okay, thanks, Trish. Good job. All right. So let's see. Break is over. Let me see these last little comments.
Hey, Monica, can I share my screen real quick? Because
We actually don't have time, Anna.
sure.
See if you can open up VS Code and open your folder in VS Code and follow along. If not, we'll definitely have the video for you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
All right. So let's write some code, y'all. Y'all ready? All right. So thank you for bearing with us. You know, sometimes these things are so unpredictable. So what we're going to do is we're going to start building our application. At one point,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I should have. Well, okay. We'll figure it out. All right, let me check my schedule and make sure I'm not missing something. All right. Oh, so we are going to, I'll tell you a little bit about this React app we just got together, and then we have a speaker. This is a former student of Skillspire. They were an Uber driver. They took a class with us, and now they work full time as a developer. So that's awesome. I love stories like that. It's like my story. I worked full time at Walmart for 8 long years. I went to boot camp, and I mean, it's been up since then. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. Good for me. Let me Jude, you're funny. Okay. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about what's here. So we have, when we did our create React app command in our terminal, all these things, this is what was created for us when that little bar was going across the screen. So it gave us this package JSON, and it has all of the necessary, what we call dependencies, everything that we need in order to make a React app, just a basic React app. All the stuff is here. Some React stuff you see, there's some scripts. We'll use the start script in just a second and all this cool stuff. This package lock is locking in like certain versions of our
Are
things
you
that we're
sharing,
using.
Monica?
Monica,
I
yeah,
thought I was
please
sharing.
share.
I thought I hit the button, you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So package JSON is what we have first, package lock, and then node modules. Node modules is a big old folder that actually has these little dependencies in there. It's huge, y'all. But we need these three things in order to even be able to get the rest of the stuff for our application. We have a public folder, which has some stuff in it that we rarely ever touch. And then we have a source folder that has all this good stuff in here. It has all all the stuff that gets rendered to the screen goes here. This is the important stuff. This is where we add all of our files and do all of the React things. So I want you to look inside of the one that says index.js. If you look inside of here, there's some basic stuff. We really don't touch this one, but this one is super important. The next one is app.js. It has some stuff inside of there. We're going to look at it. We're going to marvel at how pretty it is, and then we're going to delete it because this is where we're going to put our own stuff. So if you will, go up to the nav bar at the top, click on terminal and go to new terminal. If you don't have your terminal already open, open it up. Again, that's just terminal right here in the top bar and new terminal. That's going to open up your terminal for you. Inside of the terminal, we are going to start up our application. So we are going to run npm, not X this time, npm start, and that's going to start our application. So some stuff is going to happen. It's going to think about it, and then it is going to try to open up a browser window somewhere, and you'll get, let me show you what you'll get. If I go over, so this is running on localhost 3000. It'll try to open this up automatically. This is the default one, and you'll get this little spinny screen. If you got the little spinny React thing, type R for React in the chat. If you did not get the little spinny React thing, type O. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, I see some R's. Okay, good for y'all. Good job, Pierre. Good job, Paige. A4 Lab 2, good job. Stacy, good job. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh no. Okay, we'll figure it out. Melissa Z, good job. Okay, no problem. You missed a step. I will run through it again. Let's see. Raj says R. I got it. All right, good job, y'all. So this is the basic React app that we get when we run that command, and it has all this stuff just to show us how cool React can be, but we're even cooler, so we're going to get rid of that and we're going to write our own code. Yeah, we'll walk through together what we're going to delete, Stacy. All right, Alan got it. Okay, so yeah, the first time it may take a little bit longer to get it up and running, and that's okay. So just to run through it again, if you want to stop this thing from running, you just do Control C in your terminal. So I'm going to show you what I did again. I am in my terminal, in my VS Code. I'm in my Skillspire Shoe app folder, as you can see right here. It won't work if I'm not in this folder. And then all I did was npm starts and enter, and then that starts up. I'll put the commands in the chat so you make sure you have the right thing. Good stuff, y'all. All right. So you should be in your Skillspire folder with all of the stuff right here. A public folder, a source folder, get ignore, etc., etc. And then you can run that command. All right. For the people who tried to run npm start and it did not work, feel free to come off mute or write in the chat what happened when you typed npm start in your terminal. Crickets. It wouldn't let you type it. Tina Marie, were you in the in your terminal? Did it look like this? And you couldn't type? So before it looks like this, it looks like this. So just make sure when you open your terminal, you're on this tab right here that says terminal. That's so strange. That's a new error for me. I've never had somebody say they couldn't type in their terminal. Mavericks or Brian, if y'all have a suggestion, let me know.
Did they click
React.
on it? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so again, when you open your terminal, make sure you're on this tab right here that says terminal. Right here, try Get Bash if you have it. If not, PowerShell. And then try again npm npm start. All right, Z, you said React web browser open. Not the thing I showed you, something else? Okay, Tina Marie got it. Good job. So, Z, I'm not sure what you're saying. Did you get this screen right here or did you get something else? And then, yeah, make sure you're at localhost 3000 or whatever port it automatically opens up for you. You might not have 3000. You might have 3001 or some other 3000 number for some reason, and that's okay. All right. So lastly, I have 9 minutes before our guest speaker arrives. Let me see if our guest speaker is in the building yet. So many folks. I appreciate y'all coming to spend your Saturday morning with me. You could be at IHOP or anywhere else in the world, and you're here with me. Okay, they're not here yet. So let's move on to the next thing. Oh, maybe that's not 12 o'clock my time. Oh, yes, it is. I don't know, y'all. Let's move on. Okay, so now that we saw this prettiness, we actually don't need it, and we're actually going to delete it. Let me check the chat one more time before I move on. Oh, Sophia got command not found. Okay. Distractions. Okay. See the subfolders. All right, so it sounds like y'all are troubleshooting. Cool. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is get rid of the stuff we don't need so we can put our own stuff. So we're gonna be in app.js right now. I'm still sharing my screen. Good for me. Okay, so we have these line numbers on the side, which helps us easily identify things, especially when we're talking to other developers. All right, what we want to do is delete lines 7 through 20. Okay, we don't want this stuff. That's the little spinny thing and the black background and that text that is there. Let's get rid of it. We're gonna delete it. We don't need it. So this is what your screen should look like now. All you have is the div, the opening closing div. So I just have 12 lines of stuff now. And I'm going to put my own thing on line 7. So once your screen looks like this, you got rid of everything in between. I'm just going to add a H1. And I'm going to put my name. Yeah, I can't even spell my name right. Monica Shoe app. Because I'm fancy. And I have my own app. All right. I can save it. And I stopped my thing down here. I'm going to start it back up because I want to see what I have now. What I should have is a white screen with my name on it. And that's it.
To quickly save, Control S when you're in the file or when you're on your code.
Thanks, Brian. We love those shortcuts in my class. At first, I'll make fun of you until I shame you into doing it, but it's only to help you. It's going to make things quicker. It's going to make your life easier. Just do it. Okay, so look, if I go take a look, yeah, what happened? I had to refresh. I don't know why. It should have done it automatically, but now look, I just have my text. I wish this was like Slack so I could see screenshots of y'all stuff. So if that worked out for you, can y'all give me an emoji in the chat? I haven't seen an emoji all day. Like that. Give me an emoji if you were able to delete the stuff and put your own text. All right, Tiara. All right, Pierre. Melissa, why are you upside down? Paige, yes. All right, still can't get React up. For the folks who can't get this working at the next break, I'll stick around and help you out. Lillian, yes. Okay, Jude can't send an emoji, but he's with us. Excellent, excellent. Alan sent an old school emoji. Cool. VK sends 100. That's my favorite emoji. All right. Ricardo sends a check. Trish says she's here. And I will share my screen again, V. I guess you want to see my code. This is what I have. Just have a div with an H1. If you're familiar with HTML, um, this should look familiar because inside of React, we run what is called JSX. So it looks like HTML, but it's actually in our JavaScript file. If you take a look at the name of this file, it's app.js. You would not expect to see HTML tags in JavaScript. But in a JSX file, we can have JavaScript and we can have HTML. That's why React is so cool. All right. Let's see. I'm going to check one more time for my speaker, and then I'm going to go to the next thing. I'm seeing more and more emojis. Trish, after you get the happy hacking line, go to VS Code and open up your folder that you just made called Skillshare Shoe App. All right. Checking to see if I see my speaker here yet. Not yet, but Mavericks, if you do happen to see my guest speaker pop up, I'll send you their name. Please let me know so I can pause and we can hear from them. And then I have a video later.
Okay.
All right, I saw a new message pop up. Let's see. All right, Sophia, yep, we'll work on it during break. And Tina Marie says, oh, still saying not recognized. Interesting. Yep, we'll talk about it. All right. When y'all see my guest speaker, y'all let me know. Okay, on to the next thing. All right, so when we build React applications, we don't just build a bunch of stuff in one file. We have lots of files that we create, and then we can put them together like Legos, which I like that. It's kind of fun. The first thing we're going to do is create the basic, like the home screen for our page, just a little something so people know what this website is when they come to it. And this will be kind of like the starting point for all of our other things. First thing we're going to do is in our source folder, we're going to click, oh y'all, let me check and I'm sorry, let me check and see what time our next break or whatever is supposed to happen. Okay, 12:30, guest speaker is supposed to be here. Oh, guest speaker is supposed to be here at 12. And then we'll take a break at 12:30. It's actually break time again. So we'll do, before we go on to the next thing, we will take a break then we'll have a long block to work with, to do code stuff. And then we'll try to wrap this up in time to do our career support presentation by our career support person, Martin. And then we'll do questions. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and take a break so we can not have to pause and take a break again. So let me put 10 minutes on the clock. If you are good, you got everything working, go take a sip of water, pet your dog, hug your kid or whatever, and then come back in 10 minutes. If you have a question, stick around. I'll try to help you out. All right. See y'all at 12:40. Sierra says she needs water and help. Okay. Um, who would like to go first? I can't
Okay.
even keep up.
I'm
Whomever.
here. Okay. Let me share my screen. Um, share. Okay. It's asking me to quit and reopen. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to drop off and rejoin.
Okay, we'll be here.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Sophia, you want to share your screen? Okay, I can't hear you, Sophia. Trish, would you like to share your screen? And after Trish, we'll go to Anna. Trish, I can't hear you. Anna?
Here, can you see my screen and hear me now?
Yes. Oh, this is Trish. Okay. Oh,
This
look
is
at
true.
you. You got it working.
Yes. So I'm not sure I'm supposed to be now though.
Okay, so go to your web browser. If you have Chrome, open up Chrome. If not, just open up whatever you normally open up to go to the internet.
Okay. I'm here on the web browser.
We can't see it. Can you reshare your web browser screen?
Okay, one second. I apologize.
Okay. After Trish, y'all, we're gonna go to Anna, then we'll go to Sierra, and then we will go to Tina Marie or Sophia. Who's ever ready.
I'm in the I'm on the web
Excellent.
browser.
That's exactly what we want to see. Okay, so yeah, you did it. You started your React app. We got rid of some stuff. When I come back, we'll talk about that a little bit again, but you're good. So just remember, localhost 3000 is where your stuff is. So that's it for now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. We'll go to Anna and then Sierra.
Okay, so let me let me share with you this screen. I'm still
Okay.
at. It's kind of challenging.
A lot of steps.
So this is where I am. So I have the PowerShell, and I early on is install a whole bunch of stuff, and then right now I'm at this one, and I try to go to this guy right here. See this? Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah. So I try to go here next, right? Because I'm not sure. Is it the PowerShell after I
Were
try to
you
start
were
those?
you ever able to run the npx command?
NPX? No, I could
Okay.
not. And if I want to do NPX right now, it's
Uh,
still saying something. Let me see. Still saying that.
Okay. Did you ever restart your computer after you installed Node? I think you had to install Node earlier.
Yeah, I did install Note, I think.
Did you restart your computer?
No, I have not. So I have to
Okay.
restart it. Okay.
Yep. Restart it. That should get it back right. Then try to run NPX again.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Sierra, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Let me share my screen. Share this one. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I wasn't able to get the that React tab open,
Okay.
and
So it looks like you have a little red squiggly on line 7. Get rid of that line.
just delete it. Okay.
Yep. Delete. All right. Oh, you have an automatic saver. Isn't that nice? Click on the terminal tab at the bottom where your terminal is. Click on the one that says, yep. And then do npm start.
npm, and you said start.
Space start.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Space start and enter.
Yes. Okay, it's happening. Excellent. All right. Click OK.
And I have
it's going to try to open up a tab, and then you'll see your name on a white screen. Yes.
okay. And
Excellent.
I have a question
Yeah.
for
What's your
folder.
question?
This folder that I created, is it
Mhm.
supposed to be empty? Like I don't have
It's
anything.
not. That's crazy. Okay, so I don't know why that's showing empty. Go back to your VS Code.
Okay, let me move this over. Okay.
It's definitely not empty because you wouldn't have been able to do that npm start and have something show up. This is all the stuff right here. So this folder is it has stuff in it.
It says
Maybe you did it twice.
the name
Um,
is skills bar dash shoot.
Go to your VS Code. I'll show you something real quick.
Okay.
Click on the thing next to the trash can to the left of the trash can in your terminal.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then type PWD right there.
PWD. Okay. Enter.
Enter, yes. All right, so this folder that you're in is in users, your name, and SkillSpire Shoe app. I don't know where that other one is. I'm guessing it's a completely different place. So the one that has stuff in it, yeah, this is on your desktop. So apparently you ran that command twice in 2 different places. So you have one that's empty, and then you have one that has stuff in it, which is in just at the root of your user drive.
Okay. And I'm still fairly new to Mac. How do I get to this user?
You can you'll
Like I know normally on Windows.
Yeah, the easiest way would be to open up your terminal. Because you just don't have the icon on the side. I'm trying to think of something easy I could tell you to do. Yeah, but basically it's just the root of your whole folder. So if you look up like Google like Mac root user or something, no, not that. It's there. So we might have time to talk about it later on, but I'll tell you how to get there.
Google it, just how to locate the user folder. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then from there, like, can I drag and drop it onto my desktop, or would they cause any issues with VS Code
You
now?
can't. I wouldn't now because you'll have 2 folders with the same name. So just leave it there. It's safe for now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Can she do a back arrow on her where her desktop is? Can she hit the back arrow a few times? Will that take her back into so it'll go back in the path?
When I do that, it's just
gonna show you your last little folders you were in, and you need to be like just your root user. I don't know a better way to say it.
Okay, I'll try to locate it. That's okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Okay.
Brian. All right. Oh, let me see how much time we got. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Who's next? I forgot who I said is next. I don't know if you can type.
I think it was Tina Marie.
All right, Tina Marie, you ready? Okay. Yep.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, let me share my screen. Sorry, one moment. Can you see?
Yes, I can see. All right. So you're in PowerShell. npm start is not recognized. Did you try npm start in your command line as well?
I believe so. Let me go back and do it. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I see. Not a recognized command. I have no idea why I would say that in PowerShell. Can you click on the next to the plus sign? There is a down arrow. Let's see what else you have right there. Oh, there's my timer. I know y'all can't hear it. Try a JavaScript debug terminal. Wow, it really doesn't want you to be great.
Hey, did you install Node.js first package?
Well, she has Node.js because she can do npx create React app. I have no suggestions other than install git bash.
Get
And then
bash.
you're gonna.
Okay.
It's so weird because I know. Where did you run your npx create React app command? Can you open that up?
Where I'm not sure. Where was that? Sorry, I'm so new to
Maybe
this.
PowerShell, maybe I don't know. Probably PowerShell. It could have been command line.
Okay. Do you want to see that?
Yeah, can you show that on the screen? This is funny.
Can you see it now?
Nope, I can't see it. You'll have to like
Hold on. Let me
stop sharing and then reshare that. Okay. Yes, right here, try npm start. Okay, it's working right here. I don't know why your terminal is not working. Oh wait, it stopped doing it. Oh, it's still doing it. Okay, so in just a sec, you will get your go to your localhost 3000.
You said go to localhost 3000. I don't know.
Yeah, in your browser, where you type the URLs at, just go to localhost. It's telling you right there on that line. It says localhost.
Okay. So it's bringing me to the same screen.
Let me see it.
Let me see. Sorry, let me get back out. This is where it's taking me here.
Yes, that's where we want to be.
Okay.
Can you change the page of localhost to share your name? Yeah, well, I'll show you that little bit in a minute. I'm actually gonna go ahead and show y'all my slides so I don't have to stop again. So let me show you my little slideshow, y'all. The command for starting the app, will somebody put that in the chat? npm start is what you want. Y'all, I'm so glad I have my trusty sidekicks, Mavericks and Brian today. Lifesavers. And I saw Kevin earlier. He's being super quiet, but Kevin knows what to do too. All right. Okay, so listen, y'all. I work for one of the coolest places. I love Skillspire. I've worked for a good handful of other boot camps, and one of my biggest one of my biggest gripes about other boot camps is they just treat the students like a number. Like the classes are big. I've had classes this big that were like 40 students, and it's a lot. At Skillspire, our classes are nowhere near that big, so everybody gets individual attention. Don't believe me? Ask Maverick. He's my TA. Ask Ryan. He's my student. Ask Kevin. I think I saw some others who were past students or whatever in there too. So if you want to know, they'll vouch. So the reason why people come to Skillspire is for a better life. It doesn't matter what these things are right here, but basically it's just to make your life better. Skillspire is definitely um that's what we're here for. So Yasmin really cares about the students. Um, Yasmin is the CEO, and you could literally email her directly. And whether it's something good, bad, or whatever, she's gonna pass it on to me, whatever teacher, instructor you have, or whoever it applies to. You'll hear about it. So, I just want y'all to know that if that's important to you, then Skillspire can definitely help you in your tech career, getting into a tech career. So one thing I like about being in tech is I mentioned I worked at Walmart. I had to work every single holiday. My husband's birthday is Christmas Eve. I was never, ever, ever off for his birthday except for 1 year in the 8 years I worked at Walmart. And it just sucked. So now I've been remote for I was remote for like 6 years before I worked at the place I work now, and it's hybrid. So I go in the office sometimes, and I enjoy that. I've been working remote since 2016, and the flexibility you get with your life. I don't even have kids. I can't even imagine having kids and having to be somewhere away from them for 8 hours a day. It's a mess, y'all. People get through it, but it's definitely not ideal. So one of the reasons why people don't get into tech is because you just don't have the skills, you don't know how to get them. Skillspire definitely helps with that. Getting your first job is difficult, but after that, jobs will just fall into your lap. That's how I got my last job. I was not looking, and a recruiter reached out to me, and I ended up working at one of the best places I've ever worked. If you are a woman or a minority or somebody who did not finish high school or college, those can be barriers for you. So, the good thing about tech, having the skills is the most important thing. If you have the skills, you will be able to get in this industry. And as simple as that. So at Skillspire, basically, we just want to make sure that wherever you are in your life, whoever you are in your life, you have access to be in tech. So we have really affordable courses, really good curriculum. We have really good resources. We have a career services person who puts students in touch with all sorts of opportunities. So the TA I had in my last class, she was a student of Skillspire, and y'all, I must not be sharing my screen. What are y'all saying? I'm not sharing my screen.
I'm LSing. I'm showing Sophia how to LS because she's not in the correct file, and she tried to CD into uh, Skillspire. She needs to LS to see what folder she has available, and then CD into one of those folders. That's going to lead her to her uh, Skillspire folder.
Okay, cool. Thank you for working on that, Brian. I had slides. Y'all couldn't even see my slides. Goodness gracious. All right. So anyway, Skillspire. We do all these things to help people get into tech. Yasmin has been in the tech industry in all different sorts of ways, and she seen how hard it was for her, and other women, and just other people who are not your typical tech bro that you are used to seeing. So the thing about Skillspire is y'all, the main thing to me is it's so affordable. When I was in boot camp, it was so expensive. Oh my gosh. So coming from a job that doesn't pay a lot, and knowing that you need some training to get to a position where you're making more money, or you just have better work-life balance or whatever it is you're looking for, having Skillspire at this affordable rate is so cool to me, y'all. Like, it's amazing. So the classes are flexible. For my class, we meet Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. So Monday and Wednesday in the afternoon, Saturday mornings, and then you have lab time with Mavericks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I feel like we have a lot of fun in class. We build all kind of stuff. For me, if I know what my students are interested in, I try to tailor it to them. So it may not be, a lot of times it is specifically things we do in class, but then I also will provide some resources because I've been around a while. I can recommend things. So yeah, these are all of the things that we at Skillspire, we have that other boot camps may not necessarily have. If they have it, it's definitely not as good. All right, so I teach the full stack class, so I am biased. If you're here today, I definitely want you in my next class. But if this isn't your thing, we also have data analytics, Java. My coworker at my day job teaches a Java class, and he's so knowledgeable, y'all. He's the go-to person at work. So he's a really good person to learn from. We also have C Sharp and cybersecurity. All of these are still super popular. Um, you've probably heard about the tech layoffs, but I'm here to tell you that there's still lots and lots of places still hiring. If you go on LinkedIn and you search um, like React jobs in your area or remote, you'll see tens of thousands of jobs. The big places are making the news because they're doing layoffs, but a lot of places are not. Where I'm working, they haven't had a layoff since I think they say 2008. So just depends on what industry you're in. But if you are interested in any of these other courses, definitely reach out. We can get you more information about them. If you want a quicker response, y'all, email Yasmin. She she does not play. If you reach out to her, she'll definitely uh, set up a meeting with you or get you more information or point you in the right direction. So if you are in the Washington area, especially, there are programs that can help you pay for a class. If you are a vet in Washington, definitely reach out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I use I'm a vet, so it pays for that, my GI Bill. So if you have a GI Bill, you can use it for this.
excellent. I didn't know that, Brian. Maybe you told me that like the first day. So that's my little presentation. If you have a question, please just write it down. We'll talk about it at the end. I want to code, y'all. That's the fun part. So I'll see what y'all are saying in the chats. And we do have 30 minutes for questions that is not specifically related to coding. So if you have questions about getting a job, enrolling in the boot camp, any of that kind of stuff, let me know. All right, so it looks like y'all are trying to get situated in VS Code. Okay, cool. Anna, all right, Anna, you have Node installed apparently. SB wants to know what is GI Bill. It's for veterans to go to school and stuff.
Yeah, so if you're in the military for a full term, when you get out, you get the GI Bill. GI Bill covers college, and sometimes there's very few coding boot camps that it covers, and SkillsFire is one of them.
All right, cool. All right, let's code. So I am over here in my application. Hold on, y'all. I like my windows in a certain order. Okay. All right. So for those of you that asked how to get your name on the screen, this is what we did. We had a bunch of stuff in our app.js file initially. We deleted a bunch of stuff in the middle. So everything from lines 7 to 20, we deleted it if you still have all the old stuff in there. And we just replaced it with an H1 with our name. It seems like most of you are familiar with HTML, so I'm not going to talk too much about an H1. But it's just the largest title that we use on a page. That's what I added here. I'm going to change this now because this is our shoe app. I'm going to change it from Monica's shoe app to just new releases. Okay, and this is where the magic, oh, actually, I don't want that here. We're going to set up our files first. I'm going to put it back the way it was. Ignore what I just said. We're going to set up our files because we're going to be creating lots of, a few different files, and then we'll put them all together. Over on the sidebar right here, I'm going to click on source and then the folder icon, and I'm going to create a folder called components. All right, now in React, you've probably heard me say components a bunch of times today. Components are just the different parts of your application. So that is your search bar, that is any image you have, any kind of just the different pieces. Let me show you something.
Monica, you're muted.
Hello, Monica. We cannot hear you. Excuse me, Monica. You're still muted.
Oh, strange. Okay. When we think about our applications that we may go to on the internet, no matter what it is, they're made up of different parts. So you might have something with a header, a search bar, a button, and then different sections. So if this is social media, it might be our user feed. It might be like a sidebar with some things, and each of these things make up one whole page, but we can actually separate these into different parts. So they could function on their own, or we might use them here on this page and then over on some other page. So basically that's what, when I say React components, that's what I mean, breaking down the different parts of our application into separate pieces. So let's set that up. So I have a components folder because each of the different pieces in our application is going to go in this folder. I'm going to create a file inside of my components folder. So I want to make sure that I am clicked on my components folder. And then I'm going to click the file icon right here, and I'm going to create a file called storefront. Storefront, and I'm going to give it the file extension JSX. If you don't give your file an extension, it's not going to behave the way you want it to. So make sure you put JSX on the end instead of JS for JavaScript. We'll use JSX. They're actually interchangeable, but I just want to show you how we can do this way. You may have a different icon right here, and that's A-OK. In our application, in our file, in our storefront file, I'm going to type imports React from React. And basically it's just saying, hey, this is going to be a React file, so just be ready. For any file that I'm going to use in this application, more than likely it's going to start like this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the actual components. So I'm going to type const. Basically, I'm going to write an arrow function, and I'm going to do it the React way. So I'm typing const storefront. This is the name of the component. And this is an arrow function. So it's just equal sign, parentheses, arrow, and curly brackets. So this little storefront component that I'm using, I'm going to create it here. I'm going to lay it out the way I want, and then I'm going to export it and use it in a different place. Next thing I need is my return word right here, my return keyword and a parentheses. And I'm just going to add a simple title to this section of my application. So here I'm going to create a div. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'll create a div. I'm going to give it the class name of storefront wrapper. So if you're used to regular CSS, you're used to saying the class keyword for when you want to apply some CSS or something. In React, we have to use class name. So it should be class name like this in camel case. And then I'll add parentheses, and I'm going to call this storefront wrapper. I'll close that up. It's going to automatically give me the closing div, and then this is what I have now. I have one more thing or two more things to add, then I'm going to pause. I'll let you catch up and ask your questions at the same time. Next thing I need is I'm going to create an H1, and I'm going to add new releases right here. Because this section of my app will be dedicated to new releases of tennis shoes. All right, lastly, I am going to export this so I can use this in another place. So I'm going to add export, default, storefronts. And this is just coming from the name that I gave it on line 3. And that's it. Just a few little lines of code. I'm going to, give me just a second, I'm going to rearrange my screen so I can answer y'all's questions and leave my code up at the same time. Okay, I think y'all can still see my code, right?
Yes, Monica, we can still see
Yeah.
your VS Code.
All right. I don't see any questions in the chat. Does anybody have any questions for me? You can come off mute if you like.
Can you show the app.js file once? If there
Yes.
is, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so far I created the storefront file, but you won't be able to see anything new because I'm not using this anywhere. So your application should look exactly how it looked before. Pierre, I don't understand your question. What does storefront.js? You can come off mute or just type it again in the chat. Anybody else? Oh, why I created this? I created this because I am setting this up in a very React way. So typically we have components nested inside of each other, and that's because of how we handle the data in React applications. So just stick with me, you'll see. You'll see what I have going on in just a second.
Hey, Monica, this is Trish.
Hey, Trish.
Is const a command already in VS Studio? Okay, so like I'm not getting that. I don't know why. So do I just put CONST and then like tab or something where it should come up?
So I typed it out. It won't like that. I don't think there's an autofill for this. So,
Okay.
yeah, you type const. This is just how you create variables in JavaScript. All React is just JavaScript. And
Mhm.
then the name of the file. So as long as your file looks like mine, it should be okay. You have a file called storefronts.jsx and then this stuff.
Is const supposed to be in that yellow font because mine is still blue?
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. So it depends on what your theme is. So everybody's
Gotcha.
is probably going to be a different color.
Okay, then. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that was a good question. Const is one of those built-in keywords in JavaScript. So is import, so is export. These are things that are built in that we just tap into to do stuff that we want to do in our application. All right, Pierre, looks like I answered your question sufficiently. I'll move on. Looks like there's nothing else. So Pierre wants to know why we created this JavaScript file. We're not even using it yet. We're gonna go ahead and use this storefront file, and then Sarah, I will answer your question. Looks like you might have a typo somewhere. All right, so so you see, this is still the same way it was before, nothing fancy. I'm going to go ahead and use the storefront file in my app.js. So the first thing I need to do is import it. So we'll import storefronts. I'm back in my app.js file, by the way. From, and then I'm going to put a set of quotation marks, and I'm going to let my IntelliSense help me. So IntelliSense is built into our VS Code what is this? IDE, and it gives us suggestions about what we might want. It's kind of like an autofill or something. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the location of this storefront file. So I'm going to do // first, and it's in my components folder, and I see an option for components. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to do / again, and I see the name of the file, storefront. That's exactly what I want. So I can put it there. So on line 3, I just do import storefront from the location of that file. Now on line 8, I can get rid of my title that I had before, and I can actually use the storefronts components. So on line 8, I can just type storefronts and then that /. So I need to spell it correctly. So now my storefront is a component. This is how you use components in React. So now I can do that right there. All right, questions about that before I answer Sarah's question? Y'all are so quiet. It's crickets. All right, Sarah, would you like to share your screen?
Yeah.
All right, so right away I see you have a squiggly on line 5. Um, Interesting. Oh, so it's because on line 4 and 8, those should be parentheses and not curly brackets. Excellent. Save it. And then when you go look at your browser, you should see you still have your name right there on line 8. Your app.js should look like my app.js, so you should have the storefront component on line 8 instead of your name.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, once you change that, it looks like you'll be good to go. Anybody else? Any questions?
Thanks.
All right, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it should look like now that we have added that components. What I always tell my students is, before you go and take a look in your browser, based on your code, you should know what you want to see. So based on my code, if I imported this storefront component, I expect to see new releases instead of my name. So let's go look. And yes, that's exactly what I see. Cool. All right. Next things next. Let's gather up some shoe information. So, we have, so let me show y'all. So in my example application, I have these 4 shoes. Each shoe has a name, the shoe, and the price. So we need that data. I think I can send this to y'all. Give me just a sec. Oh, I can't do that because oh, yes, I can. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to send this in the chat. I think everybody has access. All right, so in the chat, I just pasted a bunch of stuff. And this is the data that we're going to use for application initially. So I had a feeling we weren't going to be able to get to Mongo. So we'll still have some data in our application. We just won't have a database. We'll have a fake database or a synthetic database, as I'll call it, because I'm fancy. So what I would like for everybody to do is copy that bit of code I just pasted. Basically, it's an array with a bunch of data. If you're familiar with data types, arrays start with those square brackets and they can have all kind of information in there. What we're going to do is we want to be in the root of our folder, so not in our components folder. Actually, we want to be in the root of our source folder. So click on your source folder. Am I sharing my screen, y'all? Okay. Click at the root of your source folder and then click the file icon. And we're going to name this inventory.js. Okay, so now I have this blank inventory.js file.
Inventory should be in components.
No, inventory doesn't have to be in components. It should actually just be in the root
Okay,
of
in
my
the source.
source folder.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so now I can take that little snippet that I pasted in there for y'all and paste it inside of this inventory.js. So all it is, oh, it's a variable. Ill. Let me change this to let's. I always like to code in the most modern way. Y'all not going to judge my code for being old. So var is kind of the old way we used to declare variables. I just changed it to let because let is a better way to do that, and it's a more modern way to do it. So people know that you know the latest code trends and standards and all that kind of stuff. So if you look at this, it's just a variable named inventory data, and I have all this inventory data right here. So it's the style of the shoe, the price of the shoe, and the image. And this image is hosted somewhere on the web. All right, next things. Oh, questions. Let me check. No questions. Are y'all asleep or are y'all following along? Are y'all like eating lunch and doing stuff? If you if you are not asleep, give me an emoji in the chat. Okay. VK says they're following along. Thank you. Trish, so you are going to what did you say? Do we copy into inventory? So the code I just put in the chat, that long little stuff, you're going to paste that in the inventory file. So you should create a file called inventory.js and then paste that stuff in there. Okay, I have emojis. Y'all aren't asleep. Ju was hoping to get into Mongo. I know it's fun, right? Um, okay, cool. Sierra, is your hand up or is that just the emoji that you picked?
That's just the emoji. I'm sending out.
Okay. All right. Who is this? Like Shimmy put the glasses emoji. All right, glasses emoji. And okay, so Asma says they're just getting their head around it. So yeah, a lot going on. All right, let's move on to the next thing since y'all are still awake. Oh, and I saw Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Let's go to the next part. So we have all this data and we want to bring this data in our application so we can use it. So in this case, we're hard coding the data in, and that might be something, feasible for you to do. It might work. If you have a little bit of data. In this case, you just have a little bit of data. So there's some things in React that we have access to that we don't always use, so it's not always included. We have to bring it in. So in our storefront component, we're going to bring something in. And the thing we're going to bring in is called use state. So in every application, there is something that's referred to as state. And basically, it's kind of hard to describe it without actually using the word. It is the way your application is at a particular point. That includes the data, that includes all sorts of stuff. So it's the state of your application. We're going to bring in states. So you may have heard of React hooks. So in this newest version of React that came out maybe like a little over 5 years ago, they brought in these things called hooks that just gave us additional functionality inside of React. One of the things we have is a way to handle state, and it's called use state. All of the React hooks start with use for the most part. So we have use state that we can use in our application to hold data and all sorts of stuff. So we're bringing in use state, and we are going to also bring in that inventory file that we created. So after we have imported React on line 1, we're going to import our inventory data. So I'm just going to type inventory data. I can never type or spell when people are watching me. All right. So I'm just using my intelligence to help guide the way. Where is this file at? I'm in
I
storefront.
think
I
you
need
just
to
need
go.
one dot dot.
That's it. Thanks, Kevin. I was getting carried away. So I need one dot dot forward slash, and I can get to my inventory file. And now I can set up my state hook in my application. So now I'm inside of my storefront component. So be cognizant of where you start typing. And I'm going to set up my state. So when you use state, it's always an array and there is a value. In this case, we're going to call it inventory. And we also have set inventory. So basically, this is a way for me to add data inside of here that I can pass around in my application and always have the most up-to-date information, basically. So use state, and then I can initialize it with a particular value. So since I want to have access to all that inventory data that I had just brought in, I can just add it right here. So now, inventory data. So now inventory actually has some stuff in it, and it's going to be all of this stuff right here. It's going to seem like magic. It's not, but we can check and make, see what all is going on behind the scenes by console logging inventory. So here I brought in inventory data. I am initializing the value of inventory to be all this stuff over here in this file because I added it here. Now I just want to see, I just want to check, I just want to know that this is what I think it is. So I'm going to console log. Console logging is just a way to, like, it's a way to check our work, basically. So I'm going to save this. Looks like everything's okay down here. And I'm going to go to my browser. I'm going to open up my developer tools and check and see what's there. So here's my application. It just has my title. If I right click and then go down to inspect, you can do that on any website. And then go to console. I should see where I've console logged some stuff. Look, this is coming from my storefront.jsx file on line 8. I can open it up and I see all that data that I had from before. It's the exact same as that file. So now I know I have access to it. I know I can use it anywhere in my file I want to. I'll leave this up and pause for questions. Let's see what you guys are saying. I don't know why Jude said, but not Shalom. Oh, somebody's from Israel? Cool. Okay. Looks like Mavericks and Brian were trying to help people. Okay, good. And Raj, let me know if you got your inventory step together. Mavericks, thanks for helping Trish. Okay, you're getting the output in the console multiple times. You might get it twice, but more than that, I don't know. Okay, Raj, if you'd like to share your screen, let me know. All right. Okay, so the code for inventory data, I pasted it. So just scroll up till you see the last thing I said in the chat. Thanks for pasting that in there, Brian. So if you aren't sure what your storefront.jsx should look like, grab that that little snippet Brian put in the chat. And if anybody wants to share their screen, let me know.
Hey, Monica, this is Sierra.
Hey, Sierra.
So, like, I'm on the storefront.jsx line 2, and I'm saying like after it says import inventory data from, you see, you only have like one what is that first symbol called? The tick.
Quotation mark?
Yeah, but I have actual quotation marks with two. It's like two ticks.
That should be fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I'm getting this uncaught reference area. I'm sorry, uncaught reference error. Cannot access inventory before initialization in the React app console area
Okay.
screen.
Go ahead and share your screen. Let's figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So I will mention mostly the single quotes and double quotes are interchangeable. There
Okay.
are times when they're not, but this isn't one of them.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna click right here. So I'm getting
All
this.
right. That's what you should get. And then right click and go down to inventory.
You said right click.
Uh-huh.
Where? I'm sorry.
Just in the white area.
Oh, okay.
And then go down to inspect. All right, so your terminal's at the bottom. I'm trying to see on my other screen. And then click on where it says console.
Right here.
Over, yes. And you do have your console logs. So that's good. You have an error, but it doesn't look like it's stopping anything. Go to your code. Let's take a look real quick.
Okay, let me pull it over.
Nothing is jumping out at me as too crazy. So yeah, you're good to go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else need to share? All right, Tiara, share your screen.
Can you see it?
Yes, and click on one of those ones where it says object on the arrow under there. Okay. Oh, it looks like you didn't save your inventory file. And also your theme is pretty interesting.
Oh, my VS Code.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it from. Okay, here we go. I see it.
Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Trish, the code for index.js, we didn't touch anything over there, so it should be the same, but we'll paste it for you. Thanks, Brian. Anybody else want to share before we move on? All right, Tina Marie.
Hi again. I am not able, I think it just says I've got errors on my page, so I don't even know what I'm doing wrong.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Raj, I'll explain the code after Tina Marie is done sharing.
Well, this is what it's coming up with right now.
Okay, let's take a look at your code. Looks like you have probably a typo in your storefronts.
Okay, let's see. Can you see that?
Nope, I can't see your screen.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay, so we have use state, we have inventory from inventory. Okay, so line 6, you have a typo on inventory.
Ah, spelled it wrong. Okay.
So once you fix that, I'm sure it'll work for you. It's still wrong. Hold on.
Right.
Uh,
All right. There we
I
go.
told y'all I can never type or text or spell when I'm around people. But when I'm alone, I'm a genius. All right, so save that, look in your browser, and you should be good to go. You actually don't have to refresh. You can, open a new tab. You can just go back to the old one, refresh your page. Should refresh for you. Just go back to your browser and you'll see it.
Refresh it. Let's see. No, it's still giving me that message, the error message. Give me 1 second.
Did you refresh your page?
I did.
I also have an error message. This is Trish, by the way, Monica.
Okay. We'll let's see. Go back to your code. Looks like on app.js on line 6. Go to your app.js.
On line 6, okay. Let me hold on. Let me go back and stop sharing.
Oh, and if anybody else likes Tiara's pink theme, she put the link to it too. Okay, line 6, we have our return div storefront. Looks okay to me. Okay, so the reason why you have an error is because over in your sidebar, storefront has a lowercase s, but you're importing it as uppercase S. So I would just change it on line 3 on the where it says components/storefront. And then save it and take a look in your browser. Control S is the shortcut.
Yeah.
Command S for the folks that want to know.
I'm still having the error message.
All right,
Yep.
so
Monica, the that slash components. You forgot the
Oh.
slash.
What did I?
Tina Marie, go back and let's look at that line line 2.
Where is it now?
Right. Oh, before the C in components, put a /.
That right?
Yes. Thank you, Jude.
There we go. Thank you so much.
There we go. All right. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. And then we have one more. I think it was Trish. And I was just saying, Jude, thank you for helping Raj. That's exactly right. Raj, sounds like your error is because you didn't import use effects on line 1 with React. Trish, are you sharing your screen next?
I'm sharing. Can you see? Okay.
Okay, so your error is coming from, so let's start in storefront first and then just work our way back.
Okay.
All right. Quick scan. You're missing a few things, but Brian pasted the updated code, so go grab that in just a sec. And also, don't forget to save your files when you're done. Go to inventory. Okay, save your file. Control S or Command S or whatever you do. Okay, and then in your index.js, go over there. Just get rid of line 16. This is just for Trish. Get rid of line 16. Save it. Oh, it got worse. Scroll up a little bit.
That's the highest I can go on this screen.
Oh, I'm sorry, in your terminal.
In my terminal, okay. Oh, sorry, did I go too far?
Yeah, I was just trying to see what that was. Go up a little bit. So in storefront. Oh, go back to storefront.
Go back to storefront.
And save this file.
It's saved.
Okay, scroll down in your terminal. All right, now you're good to go. You don't have your errors, but you don't have the most up-to-date version of Storefront. So I'm gonna copy it and paste it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Good job, y'all. Let's move on to the next thing. So let me share my screen. I finally did it right. Yes, okay. So let's talk about what's going on in this storefront. So all these files, we will be importing Reacts, but there might be additional things in React that we want to use. In this case, we want to use useState, which is a way for us to track data that's being passed around our application. In this application, the thing we're passing around is information about these shoes. They just happen to be, in this case, they're new releases in our application. So we imported the useState hook along with React on line 1. And then that allows us to do what we did on line 6. So we have our use state, which is our inventory data, which came from our inventory file. And basically, we're saving all this information into this variable right here. So it's easily accessible. We can always, have access to it no matter where we are in our application. We add set inventory because that's the only way to update our inventory information. They come in a package. You can't have one without the other. So that's what we did there. I console logged my data, which is just a way for me to check my work and see what was going on. My users that come to my website will never see this, but it's just for me. So down here in the return, whenever you see this return statement, just know that whatever you have inside of the return is what's actually going to render or show up on your page. Anything else before that is just what's called logic. It's just the things that make our application be what it is and do what it does. So you have the H1 that just lets you know this is going to be a section where we have new releases. So now we get to actually start working on rendering the data for our new releases. So we are going to create a component to show all of the shoes in our application. Let's go to our components folder. I'm going to click on it to select it. I'm going to hit the new file thing, and I'm going to create a file called shoes, plural, with an S, .jsx. All right. So I mentioned in every file, we're going to import React and then do some more stuff. Let's start by importing React. Import React from React. This is going to be so redundant because you're going to do this every time. Next thing we're going to do is create our shoes component. So const shoes with an S, it's plural. And then our arrow function, don't forget the arrow. Inside the arrow function, we're going to have our return statement, parentheses, and I'll just pause right here with the main. So I'm just creating my shoes component. Inside of here is where I'm going to make sure all the shoes show up on my screen. So I'm going to have to pass the data down from my storefront component to my shoes component, and you'll see what I mean in just a sec. All right, so I'm going to have two things that's going to be shown up here. My shoes and my total. So if you remember, whenever I click on this, my total updates. So when I first come here, my total is at 0. I haven't selected anything. This is basically my cart. I can add all these shoes and watch my total go up. Anybody have $578 I can borrow? And then if I deselect, if I click on it again, I'm deselecting the shoes. So they're going out of my cart. All right. So the first section is the shoes. The next section is the cart. So let's make that. The first, so I'm going inside of the main tags, and I'm going to first create a section tag. While I'm here, I'm going to give my section tag a class name of shoes wrapper. So I have that section right there. And then after this, the second section, the closing section tag, I'm going to create a new section. I'm going to give it a class name of cart wrapper. Inside of the cart wrapper part, I'm just gonna put H1 that says this is where my cart will go. And then inside the one that says shoes wrapper, I'm just gonna say this is where my shoes will go. This is just so when I get to the next step, I'll be able to check my work and make sure it's working the way I expect it to. So for now, I'm gonna pause and see if you have questions. Oh no, Jude, your computer wasn't working? Okay. All right, Raj, I hope they were able to help you clear it up. Okay. All right. So I have this stuff right here. It's not going to show up on my page yet because I haven't imported it. I haven't even exported it yet. Jude said he's been handwriting the code. Look at that. Dedication. All right. So we need to export our code so we can import it somewhere else. So after my line 15, so this is my last line, I'm going to add export default shoes. I'm just exporting this component I just made. I'm going to save it. I'll bring this over here. Oops. All right. In my shoes app, now in my storefront app, my storefront component, let me say the right words. I want to import my shoes component. So I'm inside a storefront over here on this side of my screen. After inventory data, I'm going to import shoes from wherever it's at. It's in the same folder, so that's all I need. And the next thing I'm going to do is actually use it down here after line 14. So after line 14, I'm going to add the shoes component. And when I go look at my code now I should see new releases from this, and then I should see this is where my shoes will go, and this is where my cart will go. I'll leave my code up here. Y'all go look in your browser, and I'm going to check and see if there's any questions. Y'all, no questions? So either I'm the best teacher y'all have ever had in your lives, or you're asleep. Y'all give me an emoji if I'm the best teacher you ever had in your life. If you're asleep, I guess you can't send me an emoji. Trish asked to see my browser. Okay, let me go over here. Oksana gave me an emoji. I'm the best teacher she ever had. I can cry. Okay, this is what you should have. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. This is what you should have in your browser. Can y'all see it? Yeah. New releases, the part where your shoes are gonna go and the part where your cart's gonna go. All right.
Hey, Monica, this is Sierra.
What you got?
I'm getting compiled with problems. It's saying that the line 16 shoe is not defined, or shoes is not defined.
In your storefront.jsx?
I'm thinking it is the shoes.gsx. Yeah, the shoes.jsx.
And do you have the export default shoes line right there?
I have export default shoes and then the semicolon. It is showing like 3 dots underneath the S though in shoes. I'm not sure.
Do you also have shoes right here on line 3?
I have an extra O. Okay. I think that's probably what my problem was.
Oh, you got an extra. Oh, you got shows. Oh no. Shoot. Okay.
I got my browser's fine now. Okay.
All right, good. Okay, Trish said she's not seeing this at all. Trish, would you like to share your screen? Yeah, SB, we didn't change anything in the index.js file, so it should just be like the same.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So when I go onto like onto the browser, it only has like the new releases. So I'm not seeing like anything else.
I can see what it is right now. So you imported shoes on line 3, but you're not using it in your application. So go to the end of line 12, hit enter.
End of line 12, hit enter.
And then we're going to add the shoes component right here. So do your open caret and then the word shoes and then close it up with the /. Yes, and then just fix your typo. All right, and then let's see. Shoes from shoes not found.
Did she save her shoes file?
It looks saved. Let's see what you don't have your export. So after line 15, add export default shoes. Excellent. All right. We got success. Now take a look and you should see it.
Okay, 1 second. Oh yes, thank you. Nice.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing now.
All right. So if y'all are enjoying this, then maybe you should be a web developer. And if you don't understand everything, that's totally understandable because typically when my students learn this, they have already been in class for 3 months learning all the things that lead up to this part. So when we get to this part, they're not just watching me code and then coding. They're understanding what's going on along the way, and they can, they know what to change up to make it more customized to what they're doing and such. So just wanted to point that out. Whose brain is this? This is
Looks like you need to capitalize your N in class name.
Is this?
Yep. So on your what file is this? Oh, in your shoes file, you have something where you have class name. It should be on line 6, the N should be capitalized, and on line 9, the N should be capitalized.
Which should be capitalized?
The N in name.
Oh, class name. This
Mhm.
one.
Yes. Eagle Eye Brian spotted that right away. And then again on line 9, same thing. So a lot of times in your applications, you will have warnings and it won't crash your site. So you can continue programming. You do want to fix them eventually. But yeah, if you're seeing what you expect to see on the screen, that's half the battle. All right, let's move on. Okay. I'm going to go back to sharing. And I think you can see this. All right, so we have our shoes component, and now inside of shoes, since we're importing that now, this is a perfect time to make sure we can render or make all of our shoes show up. So y'all, please watch closely because I'm having some things you're gonna go places where you might not be expecting it, and there's a lot of curly brackets and parentheses at this point. Actually, I'm gonna make this bigger. I think it'll be easier to tell. All right. So right after your main tag and your section tag, actually, it should be after your section tag and before your H1 tag. Oh, wait, I forgot one more thing. Before we do anything in shoes, let's go back to storefronts. Because I forgot to mention one of the great things about React. So React has a little thing called props, and with props in React, we can pass data all around our application, and it makes it super easy for us. Because it's just built into how React operates. So where we added this shoes component right here on line 15, we're going to add a little something else. So inside of our shoes component, I'm going to add the word items. This is just a placeholder. I can name it anything. I can name it monkeys. I can name it motorcycle, but I'm naming it items. I want it to make sense. And this is how I'm going to be able to use the inventory data in other places. And I'm going to pass items this inventory state. So now I can use the inventory data in the storefront component and also in the shoes component. So I'm going to add inventory right here. So nothing is going to change about what our application looks like, but now it just has something extra that we can tap into. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go back to my shoes.js. And after the section tag, I'm going to add a curly bracket. Oh, wait, and then one more thing. One more thing before I get down there. Up here in this parentheses, line 3, where I declared shoes, I'm going to pass in the word props. Props is one of those built-in words, and props is what's going to give me access to my items over here, my inventory. So now I have access. So now I can do what I want to do. Inside of here, I'm going to add a curly bracket. We'll go ahead and leave the other curly bracket there. I'm going to say props dot items dot map. If you've never seen a dot map in JavaScript, just know it's going to be a big part of your life if you become a developer. You're going to map all over the place. And basically what map does is it's going to give us access to all of this data right here. So right now we have this array, and initially it's just treated as one thing, and we don't have access to each of these separate things. In this case, each of these separate shoes. With map, now we do have access to each separate thing in there. So we're going to say dot map and then a set of parentheses. And in the parentheses, we put another placeholder In this case, my placeholder is going to be shoe because that's what these are. They're shoes. And arrow bracket. Arrow function. After the arrow function, parentheses. Okay. I'm going to type enter to get this on 2 lines. And now at this point, I can get all sorts of things inside of here. I can just we'll do a H3. I'm tired of doing H1, so I'm going to do a H3 and I'm going to say shoe. This needs to be in curly brackets. I'm going to say shoe dot, what is it called? Style. And now I'll be able to make the name of the shoe show up on my page. And this will be for each individual shoe, not just for one shoe, all of them. So before I save this, I'm going to get rid of my H1. I don't need that anymore. It's just placeholder text. Now I'm actually going to have shoe information here. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to pause so y'all can see my code. And when you go over to your browser, you should see the names of 4 shoes showing up over there. All right, let me check and see what questions y'all put over there. Y'all are so funny. It sure says she's understanding why she needs 2 screens. I know that's right. It's hard out here. Brian, you have 2 screens. Let's see what else. No questions?
No, but I don't have a question, but this is also this is Trish again. Sorry. So yeah, I see the 4 shoes, and I feel like I'm like right on task with you. So that's great. I really thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I feel like I've been doing cardio, y'all. This is hard sometimes. So many steps. All right, so this is what you should see over on your screen. You should see the 4 shoes that we have from our inventory data. And look, that one little line of code gave us all 4 of those shoes at once. So we didn't have to make 4 different things. We did it once. All right. Alan's a champion. We're all champions today. Okay, cool. So that's the shoes. Let's I'm trying to see, do we want to do the carts? So many options. Any questions before I move on? Y'all are so quiet, like I don't even know what to think right now. Okay, we're going to the cart. All right. So let's get rid of what we have in, can y'all see my screen? Yeah, I think so. Okay. In the section where we have the stuff for the cart, so the H1 that says this is where my cart is gonna go. Let's just change this. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna add a H3 instead, and I'm going to add the word cart total and a $sign. And that'll just be it for right now. So I just added that H3 that says cart total $sign. And then when I go look, I can see it now. Okay, cool. Now, let's finish. Let's see. I think I have like 30 more minutes. So I'm going to try to speed through this, y'all. So the next thing we have is our cart total. Okay, so let's go up here to where our shoes section is. And actually, let's go create the shoe component. So when you look at this example, anything that you see repeated in the application, you can probably make it be one component so you don't have to create it multiple times. So I'm going to create a component that is just for like a template for how I want the shoes parts, each individual shoe to be laid out. So I'm going to go over here to the sidebar. I'm going to, on components, I'm going to click the file. I'm going to say shoe.jsx and then enter. Y'all should know what I'm going to do. I'm going to import React from React. Yeah, I got so excited. I typed the wrong thing. Import React from React. Then I'm going to create my shoe components. So const shoe equals parentheses, arrow, curly bracket. Inside of there is my return. And this will just be a div. All right, y'all. So for this, I want to be able to have the shoe title, the photo of the shoe and the price of the shoe all showing up right here in this component. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by passing the props in here. So I know I had the props and the shoes, and I'm going to keep passing it down. I'm going to pass it to this component as well. Props. And inside of this div, I'm going to, oh, and then I'll go back. So inside of this shoe component, I'm going to add an H3. This is going to be the title. So I'm just going to do props.style here. I know I did in the other component. I'm going to erase that, and all of the shoe data is going to be right here. Then I'm going to add the image. So after the H3 where I did props.style for the title, I'm going to do an image tag, just img. And then source, because we know in an image tag, it takes a source, an image source. And that's going to be props dot, I need to go take a look. It is props.img as well. So I'll do props.img here. And then you also should have an alt tag. An alt tag is just what helps screen readers know what's being displayed. This is for people with visual impairments or something. It also helps when your images don't load. People know what should have been right there. So I'm going to put props.style right here because it will, if my image doesn't show up, it'll just say the name of the shoe, the title right here. Close that image tag up. And then lastly, I'm going to do an H3. Oh, actually, this is going to be a button. In our example, that was a button. So it's going to be a button here too. So instead of an H3, I'm going to do a button tag. The button is going to say the price. So we're just going to do props.price, curly bracket. And that should be it. So you can save it. Nothing is, oh, and then before we leave out of this file, let's export default shoe. This is shoe singular with no S. So this is what your shoe component should look like. Right now, I'm going to move my shoe component over and save it. I'm sorry if y'all can hear my dog choking. He's not really choking. He just does it. All right. Here's my shoes component over here. So inside the shoes, there's a few things I need to do to set it up to be able to render the shoe that I just made over there. So instead of the H3 that I have on line 9, I'm going to, oh, first I actually need to import shoe in my shoes component. So remember in my shoe, I exported it. Now I need to import it because this is where I actually want to use it. So import shoe, it's singular, from dot / shoe. Then instead of the H3, we're going to change that to our shoe components. All right. And then we need to pass some things in here in order for us to use it. So remember when we created our shoes component in our storefront, we pass it items, inventory, etc., etc. So I'm going to have to pass shoe, all the things from over here. So style, image, and price. So inside of here, I'm going to put this on 2 lines so it's easier to read. So first thing I'm going to pass it is a style. So this is going to be shoe.style. I have the image, and that is shoe.image, and the price, which is shoe.price. So now when I save that, I've imported shoe, I've passed shoe, all the stuff it needs. So when I go over to my code and I go look at it, for each shoe, I should see the title, the image, and the price. It's going to be ugly because I have not given this any CSS, but we're going to go look at it anyway. Let's go take a look. Oh, look. Okay, so I have the name of the shoe, the image, a button with the price, same thing right here. It looks exactly the same because that's how I set it up. And I have that for each thing. The buttons don't do anything yet because I haven't wired that up. Oh, look. All right. I'm going to go see what questions y'all have. Oh, VK is all good. I don't know how long ago that was. I don't know if you're still good. Trish says, OMG, it's working. No matter how many times I do this, I still sound surprised when it works for me too. So good. If it works for y'all, give me an emoji. Give me like a heart emoji or something. Lillian is good. Okay. VK still good. Y'all, I'm so excited for y'all. This is fun. Even though, y'all, I'm finna have to go take a nap after this. It feels like cardio. Is it just me? Okay. Tiara, share your screen. Let's see what your error is. Oh, Trish, you don't have emojis. That's okay. I could feel your excitement. Okay. Who's sharing right now?
Me, Tiara.
Tiara. Oh, Tiara. I'm sorry, I've been pronouncing your name wrong this whole time. All right, let's look in your shoes. Okay. Perhaps that. Okay, so I think this should be item. Oh no, it's
Yep.
items.
I didn't save it.
Okay, so that error went away. Let's see what is going on with your image. Props dot image, and then go to your shoes component. Okay, so on line 11, it should be IMG.
All right.
There we go. Y'all are so fancy. Oh, and I see the emojis. I saw them. Sierra. Raj, if you'd like to share your screen, let me know. Matthew sent an emoji. So this worked for everybody. Are y'all kidding me? Who's sharing right now?
Can you hear me, Sajid?
Yes. Okay. So let's see. Your error is coming from shoe. Let's take a look at shoe. Probably didn't. Okay, that's shoes. Okay, and then let's go to shoe. On line 2, pass in props right there in those parentheses.
Or here,
Yes.
props, just props.
Yep, save it. Let's. There you go. You got
And
your shoes.
these exceptions are uncaught.
I think those are old. If you click the little X with the circle with the little line going through it, click on that and then refresh your page and see if they go away. Okay, so that error right now, I'll talk about it. And that one, it's just a warning, but it's okay.
Okay.
So good.
Good. Thank you.
All right, Raj can't share. That's all right. Victor says, so the shoe dot style and shoes is giving the prop style and shoe today. Yes, you got it. That's it. That's exactly what's happening. So if you haven't been able to follow, what we did initially is in our storefront app. That's where we initially passed in the data. So shoes is nested inside of our storefront app. So we pass data from storefront. I'm saying app, I should be saying component. We pass data from storefront to shoes and then from shoes to shoe. So we were able to, put the data where we needed it to be. Um, y'all. So I have 20 minutes. Um, I could work so first of all, how many people have GitHub accounts already? If I have 10 people with GitHub accounts, we'll deploy it. And if we don't have a GitHub, we'll work on adding more functionality. Okay, I see one yes. All right, so maybe I forgot to tell y'all you need a GitHub account. Oh, okay, I see y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right on the money. Okay, a couple of you don't, and that's okay. Um, I'm going to show you how to deploy this just so you can walk away with something that you can like send the link to your grandma or something. I don't know who you're going to send this link to, but you'll have something deployed on the web that you built from scratch because y'all are awesome. All right. So if you don't have a GitHub account right now, you can go get you one later. And when we post the video, you'll be able to do this part. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab part right here.
Can you share your screen, Monica?
Oh, yeah. I was doing so good. Okay. All right. So all I did was just open up a new tab down here in the little double pane thing. It's like two rectangles next to each other. So I have another thing open. I could just close this one. This is fine. So if you already have a GitHub account, you'll be able to do this. And if you already
I
have
still don't see your
Git,
screen.
oh, yeah. Now you can see it. All right. So if you already have Git installed, you'll be able to do this. And if you have a Git accounts, you'll be able to. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Git space add. It's GIT, not GET. Let me make it bigger. All right, and I'm just at the root of my application. I'm just in SkillSpire Shoe app. So I'm going to do Git space and then status just so I can see what's going on. And what I see is a bunch of red. That is what I should see. So basically, these are all the files that are not being tracked by Git right now. And I'm going to tell Git to track these files. So I'm going to do Git space add space and then a period or a dot. Hit enter. And all that happened right now is I'm telling Git all of the red files that you just told me about. I want to track the changes. I want to send this to my GitHub. So now if I do Git status, the files should be green. Next thing I'm going to do is this one is kind of long, so make sure you wait till the end where I say hit enter, because you might miss something. So we're going to do get space commit space -m. So we're going to commit these changes with a message. So just letting Git know what all we did at this particular time. So we're going to add another space, quotation marks, and what is my message going to be? I'm just going to put Skillspire shoe app. So normally you put like what you did or what you changed, but we did a lot. So I'm just going to keep it general. So make sure you open your quotation marks and close your quotation marks and hit enter. All right, so then if you did it right, you'll see this little message that tells you you changed a certain amount of files. 5 files changed, et cetera, and then it'll just go back to your command line. After get status, I'm not sure which time, but I'll make this bigger so you can see all the stuff we ran. And now I need to go over to my GitHub, set up a repo, and yeah. So I'm going back to Chrome. I'm going to do GitHub. I need to go to GitHub. I'm going to click the new button when I get to GitHub. You might have to log in or something. But when you do, just go click to make a new repository. So the owner is going to be me. Y'all probably don't have that choice. It's just going to be you. And then you're going to give it a name. So I always name my GitHub repositories the same thing that I named them on my computer. So this was called Skillspire Shoe App. And then once I do that, I can go ahead, go to the bottom to create a repository. All right, now there's some little suggestions. I want the suggestion right here that starts with push an existing repository from the command line. I'm going to click the little box to copy that code snippet. And I'm going to go back to my VS Code. And then where I was before, I'm going to just paste that bit in. When I hit enter, stuff is happening. I can go back to my GitHub, refresh my page, and I can see Skillspire Shoe at my last commits from 2 minutes ago. How to switch Git account and terminal? Do you mean you have two Git accounts or two GitHub accounts in your terminal? Okay, so you already have an account and you want to change it. I don't think I know how to do that. I mean, I I know you can do that, but I don't remember the command. I would just Google switch GitHub account and terminal and new. Okay, so yeah, you would have to change your git config part. Oh, here's what you want. If you know what your username is, then you'll just substitute that with your username. Here, I'm going to paste that in there for you. Guarav, I think I'm saying your name right. This is the command. I'm sorry, it should be get at the beginning, a G at the beginning. So credential username, and then you'll put your actual username. All right. Raj, you want to share your screen? Go right ahead. Okay, so hopefully everybody added this to your GitHub. You should be able to see it when you refresh your page. You see the repo with all the code that we just wrote together. What's your question, Raj?